listen, now that we're on a break from rehearsal, why don't you tell me a little bit about this awesome concert that's coming up in a couple of weeks at Orchestra Hall?
Well, we're playing a series of 4 pieces, with 2 before intermission, 2 after intermission. First one is the Barber second essay, then moving on to Strauss's famous Don Juan intermission, and then Prokofiev Symphonia Concertante and Scriabin Poem of Ecstasy.
Now you're actually soloing on the Prokofiev, aren't you?
I am.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the piece? What's hard about playing with orchestra?
Well, before this I'd only played the Prokofiev with piano, and it's just one single part that the piano has, like, the one part in the whole of the orchestra. And so before that I only had to, I guess, sync up with the piano, but now I have to sync up with 120 musicians now. And besides that, the piece is also incredibly challenging, with a shifting exercise in the first movement, and the second movement just the craziness of every single difficult imaginative thing that you can think of for a piece, ever.
The other things we have on the program, we have some Barber, second essay, some Strauss, Don Juan, which is very famous, and Scriabin, Poem of Ecstasy. So Barber?
Well, personally, my favorite part is the ending, because I'm sort of one of those people, and I know you are too, who likes the big brass, like really loud stuff, and this ending is just like, it is the ending of all endings, and I'm kind of, I don't know, it just ends the first piece very well, and I think everybody will like it. So, what do you like about the Barber?
Barber gives you a good glimpse at pretty much everything that an orchestra can do. It's got, you know, actually it's very common in Barber, it has these certain sections, the beginning, you know, which is this kind of slower, more languid section with, you know, sometimes it has these really moving, kind of uplifting melodies, and then all of a sudden we're in this like fast section, and then, you know, we come back to the slow stuff, but we have some of the fast stuff mixed into it, and it all kind of comes together in this big ending. It's really good.
No, the Don Juan.
Don Juan.
Oh.
Well, Don Juan is really hard. Let's begin with that. For professional, if you are a string player or really an anything player, and you are trying to get a job with a professional orchestra and you're auditioning, the chances of them having you play an excerpt from Don Juan are almost 100. Almost 100, especially if you play the cello, because we have this really exposed, nail-biting, terrifying section in there. But so that's one of the hard parts about it, you know, it's just playing all the notes is hard. Alright, the Scriabin. So Scriabin is weird. Scriabin was weird, first of all. And I think to understand more about the piece, you should understand more about the guy. He thought he was God. He did. And he wrote this piece called the Poem of Ecstasy, which is based on a poem called, I guess, the Poem of Ecstasy, which he wrote. And it's really weird and hard to follow. But the piece isn't. It's really nice. I promise you'll like it.
Well, the Poem of Ecstasy, well, it's in symphonic form, but it's like in one movement because it's Symphony No. 4. But it's still, it's more of like, sort of like how the Strauss is like a concert piece, is more of a concert piece. But it goes in between very odd meters. Like, I know in the cello part, there's a division of 2 lines, and there's the solo cello and then the rest of the orchestra for that part. And I know the solo cello is in something like 6/4, and the rest of the orchestra is in 3/2, something like that. So even in just one section, there are different key signatures.
It's pretty funky. You get these really weird harmonies in there. Like, you know, the Barber, Strauss, and Prokofiev, you know, obviously the harmonies, the harmonic language of each composer is different, but in Scriabin, I think it's even more far-flung than these other 3. He uses all these weird ascending chords, stacked chords, parallel chords, which sound kind of French sometimes, also kind of Russian. I mean, he was Russian. It's kind of a weird blend. It's a very unique style, is what this piece is.
Stay classy, Chicago.